All right, so we're going to talk about slope. Then the slope of a line is through two distinct points, x1, y1, and x2. y2 is the change in y, the rise over the run, the change in x. So you do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and x2 minus x1 cannot equal 0, so that means they can't be the same point. In terms of x, that is. This should make sense because you cannot divide by 0, so you do not want your denominator to be 0 in that case. So let's use that formula here, and let's figure out what the slope of these is. So let's call this x1, y1, x2. That's ugly. x2, y2. So if I use that formula, 4 minus negative 1. Notice I'm using parentheses. You should 2. Negative 2 minus negative 3. This becomes a plus. This becomes a plus. So 4 plus 1 is 5. Negative 2 plus 3, that's 1, which is equal to 5. So your slope there is 5. The next one, we've got negative 2 minus 4 over 2 minus negative 3. So if we do, this is part B, this is part A. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. This becomes a plus, so 2 plus 3 is 5, so negative 6/5 is your slope. So positive, negative slopes, obviously this one is positive. And this one's negative. We can have the 0 slope. That would be when you have a flat line. So for instance, if you have y is equal to 5, that is a constant or 0 slope, meaning you don't know if it's going to increase or decrease. Undefined slopes are your vertical lines. These happen when you have x is equal to 3 or something along those lines. There's no y value. They are undefined because you don't know if it's increasing or decreasing. You just know you have a vertical line. Now, let's look at, I want to give you an example of vertical slope. So if I do 4 minus 4, let's say our point is 4, 2, and 4, 1. Then that's, oops, I'm sorry, I did that backwards. 1, 4, and 2, 4. Okay, 4 and 4. Okay, so there's that. 2 minus 1. This is going to be 0 over 1, so this is 0. And so this is the line y is equal to 4 in this case. Okay, that would give us a flat horizontal line, which is a 0 slope. There is another formula. So we have y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. This formula comes directly from m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All you have to do is call this x, call this y, multiply both sides by x times x1. So if we multiply that, I don't know why I put, that should be minus. So this cancels with that. That becomes that. And now you have x minus x1 times m is equal to y minus y1. And so you have that same formula we're looking at. This is called the point slope formula. The reason it's called point slope is, you guessed it, you need a point and a slope. So if I give you m is 5 and I give you the point 2, 3, you can give me the equation of the line passing through this point with this slope. So let's do it real quick. This is your y1. This is y1, x1. So we have 5 times x minus 2 equals y minus 3. I'll put parentheses because that belongs there. So let's distribute. This is 5x minus 10 is equal to y minus 3. Add the 3. Y is equal to 5x minus 7. And that is that. Okay, so write an equation for a line through the point. So with slope 4 and passing through -1, 3. Do it again. Y minus y1, which is 3, equals 4 times, what is this thing doing? Negative, times x. Huh, I wonder what my Surface Pro is doing. What is all this stuff reappearing? What is this thing doing? It's gone crazy. Okay, let's start that over. We have m equals 4. We have -1, 3. That means we have y minus 3 equals 4x minus -1. Let's change the sign. This is y minus 3 is equal to 4x plus 4. And so we add the 3. When you subtract a negative, you add, by the way. I don't know if I said that earlier. Is equal to 4x plus 7. And that is that. Graph using the slope and y-intercept. So if you want to graph a line, you have y equals mx plus b. This is the slope. This is the y-int. So if we have -3/2 x, let's say we have that. If I draw a graph, +2 is right here, -3/2, so down 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2, there's a point here, and we just simply, once you have 2 points on a graph, you can draw the line. Let's look at some other slopes just to make sure you're aware. Y equals 5x plus 2. What is the slope here? Well, it's 5, but I would say it as 5 over 1. You're going to go up 5, right 1. Up 5 because it's positive. Right 1 always. Always to the right. For instance, the next one, if I gave you y equals -2/3 x, then your m here is -2 over 3, so that means down 2, right 3, because it's down because it's negative, and right because it's always right. B here is 0. There's no variable being added, so that means the y-intercept is 0, so that means the origin right dead in the center, so we go down 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3 and put our point, and we can graph. So I hope this helps, guys. Make sure you practice. Thank you, guys.